Welcome to Bus Safety. This is Deputy Reno and Transportation Director Shelley Steichen. We're here to tell you the do's and don'ts on and around the bus, or just being safe around a bus. The most dangerous area around the school bus is within a 10-foot radius on all sides. Younger children should be supervised at the bus stop. Children who rush are particularly vulnerable, so make sure to get to the bus stop early. Stay 3 giant steps away from the road until the bus comes to a complete stop and the bus door opens. Children should never walk behind the school bus. Children who cross in front of the bus should stay at least 5 giant steps or 10 feet away from the bus and make sure the bus driver sees them before they step off of the curb. Make sure to make eye contact and look both ways before crossing the road. Never assume a car will stop for you. Remember, the danger zones around the bus are 10 feet from the bus in all directions, and the areas directly in front of the bus and by the wheels. Conversations and playtime have to wait until you are safely seated or safely away from the bus. As the school bus slows down, the yellow lights flash. Stay where you are. When the bus is fully stopped and the door opens, the red lights flash to tell other drivers to stop, and you can safely approach the school bus. Make sure to use the handrails to get onto and off of the bus. Secure any loose or hanging objects like straps and drawstrings. If you drop something outside of the bus, never try and pick it up. Tell the driver instead, and they will direct you. Sit in your seat facing forward and use inside voices. When it's noisy on the bus, what are the important sounds the driver cannot hear?
Car horns, train whistles, sirens, and a child in distress.
What should you remember to do before you leave your seat?
Look around and make sure you didn't forget anything.
How can you leave the bus in an emergency? Well, there are 8 exits for you to use in an emergency. If it's accessible, you can use the front door where you came in or the back door of the bus. There are 4 window exits, 2 on either side of the bus, and 2 roof exits. Remember, to get out of these exits, the red lets you out. Follow the directions of the arrows and push to allow yourself to exit the bus. Should you bring your stuff with you in an emergency? The answer is no. Things are replaceable, people are not. There are a few things to remember when exiting the bus in an emergency. Those who are nearest the exit should leave first. When exiting out the rear of the bus, sit first and use help. Go to a safe place outside of the bus, a distance away. Older students should help younger ones, and if someone is injured and can't walk, leave them and tell first responders where they are. Remember, when you use the red lever, an alarm will sound. Sit down and use help if it's available to you to exit the bus. Be quiet and listen for instructions. If the driver is unable to assist you, leave him or her. Passengers can use multiple exits to leave the bus, but make sure to wait until it's your turn. Those closest the exit will exit first. Assist younger children and those with disabilities. Once you are off the bus, move to a safe location upwind and away from the road. In not all situations, we will leave the bus. In most emergency situations, we would in fact leave the bus. If our bus has crashed, it's otherwise disabled, there is a fire, or the driver has determined that it's unsafe for us to remain on the bus, we should follow their direction. If the driver feels that it is safe for us to remain on the bus, we should listen to the bus driver and follow their direction. What is a right?
Basic freedoms that belong to every person in the world.
What is a privilege? What happens when a student loses the privilege of riding on the school bus?
A special right or advantage that is not guaranteed.
Now we'll cover some behavior examples. What was the problem behavior in the previous video? The students were playing catch with another student's shoe. There were several commitments broken here. First, safety. It's unsafe to throw objects around the bus. The owner was out of her seat trying to get her shoe back. It was emotionally unsafe, embarrassing, and caused anxiety for her as well. Secondly, order. The driver will have to stop the bus to take control of the situation, and children will be late getting to their destination. A lack of order is stressful to all in the area. Lastly, the rights commitment. Every child is entitled to privacy and a ride free of harassment. There could be several consequences in regards to this issue. There will be school discipline. The school bus is an extension of our school day and has direct results to school discipline. It also has impact to other children. Children could be injured, the owner embarrassed or frightened, and a neighboring child embarrassed or frightened, worrying that it might happen to them soon. Next example.
Stop it. What? Leave me alone now. Stop touching me. Stop. Leave her alone. Give it back to me.
Why? You don't need your bag. It's ugly anyway.
No, it's not.
What's in
Leave
here
her
that you
alone.
bag, huh? What's in here?
Leave her alone.
What's in here?
Stop.
What was the problem behavior in the previous video? A student was bothering the student in front of them and also took her property, her backpack. What commitment was broken here? The rights commitment, because the young lady has a right to be able to ride the bus without harassment of others on the bus. She also has a right to her privacy. That student did not have the right to be able to go into her backpack. What happens when children behave this way? You're right, there are consequences. On board the bus, she will have to sit in an assigned seat. And this could progress to her not being able to have the ability to ride the bus. But it also impacts others around her. It's upsetting to the girl whose backpack was stolen, as well as those around her. Again, riding the bus is a privilege, not a right. Thank you for listening, and remember to be safe and responsible.